evening. Are you looking to check in? You're looking to book a stay. Of course. Is it for tonight? The next 3 days? Let me just check our availability for you. You're in luck. We have 3 treehouses available for you for the next 3 nights. Would you like to take a look at each option, and then we can go over some amenities and activities here at Bourbon Grove? Perfect. Can I offer you a hot beverage before we start? Chai latte, perhaps? Of course. Let me just grab it for you. I have this lovely little pumpkin mug for your chai latte with these white details. I'm just going to add some hot water. There are some spoons next to you if you'd like to give it a mix. There we go. Now I'll just set this to the side for you. Do you have a sweet tooth by any chance? Here at Bourbon Grove, we have our very own bakery, who kindly sends us these little parcels of baked goods for our guests at check-in. Today's special is these milk, chocolate chip, and sea salt cookies. I'm not going to touch them with my hands, though I can assure you they're very clean. Please help yourself to one, and I will wrap up what's left for you to take with you. You just sit and enjoy those, and I will begin to show you what we have to offer here at Bourbon Grove. Our first treehouse option for you today is the Nutmeg Nook. It's very cute and fairy tale inspired. As you can see from the illustration, it's surrounded by water with stepping stones to get to and from the island. A balcony sits all around the house itself, as well as a rope bridge for easy access should you wish to avoid the risk of getting wet. Now the description says, this whimsical treehouse promises a serene fairy tale getaway with panoramic views of water and woodland wildlife. The amenities include a 4-poster bed, a balcony bathtub, a reading nook with seasonal books, a rainfall shower with open roof, private boat hire, an artist attic, vintage game consoles, and seasonal classics on VHS. This stay also comes with Cozy Night in Essentials, which contains fluffy socks, chunky knit throw blankets, and a hot chocolate station. Now, as you can imagine, this is designed to be quite romantic. However, it would make the perfect getaway for friends, family, or even a solo trip. There's plenty to keep you entertained. The artist attic mentioned here is set up with all manner of paints and brushes, even kits for jewelry making, if you enjoy that. There's clay for sculpture, and we also have a pottery shelf with paints that you can customize to your heart's content and simply drop off your finished pieces at reception, and we can take them to be glazed and finished in our kit. You may remember I also mentioned private boat hire. This patch of water around the treehouse is larger than you might think, and you may enjoy wildlife spotting as you glide lazily along the water. We include a thermos of tea and coffee in the boat as well, to keep you cozy as you take in the surroundings. At night you may hear frogs and cicadas, which make for lovely background music in the bathtub or balcony. Feel free to help yourself to any bath bombs or bubble blowers that you find in the bathroom. They're all included in your stay. Oh yes, the Cozy Night in Essentials. There's a vintage television in the treehouse with a large window overlooking the lake just behind it. It's the perfect setting to wrap up on the sofa and wear your cozy socks as you enjoy some of the movies that we left for you. Your hot chocolate station as well includes spray cream, mini marshmallows, milk, dark and white chocolate powder, and a selection of mugs shaped like pumpkins, woodland animals, and some hand-painted pieces as well. Moving on to our second treehouse, we have the Firefly Hideaway. This treehouse sits quite a bit higher in the treetops, as you can see, which allows for a gorgeous panoramic view of the surrounding treetops in all their golden glory. Again, with a rope bridge for safe entry and exit. This rustic, hidden gem sits tucked away in the treetops, promising a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to live amongst the late-rising fireflies. Isn't that lovely? Amenities include king-size bed with canopy curtains, balcony swings, a fire pit with a s'more kit, a hot tub, barbecue essentials as well, bird watching binoculars, Halloween classic DVD, outdoor wooden bathtub, and a movie night bundle, which includes butter popcorn, Reese's Pieces, chocolate-covered autumn berries, and matching pajamas. This treehouse is perfect if you're looking to relax while also staying entertained, as it has wonderful amenities, especially if you like to cook. If you're an avid bird watcher as well, then I definitely recommend this getaway. You're likely to hear the calls of robins, thrush, wren, and a tawny owl or two as they search for that special someone. You may be wondering as well what is included in the barbecue essentials. We supply an open fire pit with coal, tinder, fire starters, matches, and various grilling racks and utensils. We can also stock up your fridge if you'd like. We offer venison sausages, wild boar and rosemary burgers, garlic and chive potato salad, red cabbage slaw, halloumi skewers, brioche rolls, and beer and sangria, or carbonated drinks if you prefer. Then you can top off your night with the various snacks included in your bundle, while you cozy up in your matching pajamas. I believe this year the pajamas are pillowy soft cotton with an oak and maple print, but I'm not 100% certain. Finally, we have our last treehouse, the infamous Ravenwood Cabin. You may have seen this one on TV before, when it was featured in an episode of Ghost Adventures. No? Well, let's just say Zach Bagel chose not to air it after crying on camera. Regardless, it's an incredibly popular choice for the brave holidayer or those looking to get into the Halloween spirit. Just be careful it doesn't get into you. This mysterious cabin is perfect for a Halloween escape. Beware, be generous, be inside by nightfall. Amenities include a woodland view, oak king-size bed, fully equipped kitchen with baking station, a 24-hour helpline, original 1800s furnishings, private library, secure locks on all doors and windows, and blackout blinds on all windows as well. Now, please don't be alarmed by some of the amenities. I promise you'll be very grateful for each and every one of them once the sun goes down. During the day, feel free to wander the misty woodland to your heart's content. We only ask that you remain inside. We only ask that you remain inside after midnight. This is simply a safety precaution. I'm sure you understand. Now, some guests have reported unusual happenings inside the house as well. Doors slamming, children levitating, left socks disappearing. Nothing unusual for an old house. However, over the years we have discovered that freshly baked goods being left out as an offering is usually enough to settle things down. Please also refrain from opening any of the blinds at night, no matter who you think you can hear outside. We are in fact offering a special discount for a stay at the Ravenwood Cabin at the moment. It's an excellent deal. It's 50% off your stay and a meal for two in town on a night of your choice. How does that sound? You'll think about it, of course. No rush. Why don't I show you the map of Bourbon Grove? It'll help you get your bearings and an idea of what's available activity-wise. Now, at the bottom, you'll see the welcome cabin, which is where we are now. Just to the right sits the Scarlet Orchard, our beautiful little patch of apple trees with their exquisitely vivid red apples, hence the name. There are baskets available for you at the entrance, and as well as an apple press, should you wish to make your own juice. We have the various species signposted along with flavor notes and recommended for each kind. At its side here, we have our food hall with its lovely thatch roof. Now we have breakfast and dinner served here for all our guests. It is also open to locals as well. There is indoor seating on both levels. However, when the weather is nice, we set up some tables just outside the orchard as well. I have some menus you can take a look at in just a moment. Now, following the road, you'll come across this wonderful little cottage with brick and wood finishing. This is the Wildflower Bakery. This is where all of the pastries, breads, and cakes are baked for Bourbon Grove each morning. Feel free to pop in first thing for first choice of the delectable cinnamon rolls. There aren't any tables, but I'm sure they'd be happy to lend you a picnic blanket to sit and devour your baked goods amongst the wildflowers. Further up the road, we come to the Firefly Hideaway. If you walk through these woods at night, you'll find them aglow with the late rising fireflies, after which the area is named. Just beyond the woods here, you'll come to Storyteller's Camp. This is a lovely place to meet other guests and locals and to learn about the rich history of the land, as well as many urban legends and ghost stories. There are also marshmallow skewers available to roast over the fire as you listen, and malt cider as well is available to warm you in the cold nights. It is infused with spiced bourbon for a little extra welcome kick. Not far behind, you'll find Oak Barrel Farm, which boasts plenty of seasonal charm. At its front sits quite a large pumpkin patch, growing all manner of gourds for your enjoyment. Simply grab a wheelbarrow and some cutters, and you can snip the stem yourself, and then make your way into the activity barn here with tables inside, set up with everything you'll need to carve a masterpiece. Once your creation is complete, we can deliver it to your treehouse for you, ready to be lit at night. We will also include some tea lights as well. Just here, you'll see these tall haystacks, which can make for some fun photo opportunities, or a seat from which you can enjoy a beverage and look out over the beautiful farm. We have several friendly chickens, ducks, goats, and farm cats that can be seen wandering around as well. And should you wish to give them a treat, there are bags of feed available upon request. Now just beyond the barn, you'll see a field of sunflowers. These are free to pick. Simply grab a basket. Next you'll see a wooden sign with 2 pumpkins forming the entryway to our corn maze. Now this maze is quite fast, so we offer distress whistles should you become lost. You may have noticed the film projector as well, and this is because this patch of grass in the center serves as an outdoor cinema from time to time with inflatable sofas to enjoy the movie. Snacks, of course, are available as well and can be pre-ordered and brought straight to your seat. They make these delicious popcorn balls that are all sticky with caramel and pumpkin seeds and pecans, I think. I'd highly recommend. They're so delicious. Tonight's movie will be a double bill of Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice. Moving on, you'll come to the Midnight Fair. Now, this fair dates back to the 1920s. The rides were left abandoned for decades and became overgrown by the woods. However, when my family bought the land in 2010, we restored it to its former glory. You'll see a large Ferris wheel here, various food stalls, and a big tent where shows are put on each night. I believe tonight's show will be The Marvelous Mr. Meridian. I've heard he's quite the spectacle. In the distance as well is the silhouette of this very tall roller coaster called the Runaway Minecart. It starts off in this room here, which gives the impression of being underground before sending you off and away on the track. The last attraction in the center of the park is Cirque du Soleil Manor. It was rumored to have once been the dwelling of a freak show in the 1920s. The foreboding mansion has been converted since into a haunted house attraction. Simply turn up between the hours of 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. and you will be allowed in one by one to maximize the spookiness. Be warned, there are trained actors inside, and they may get quite close to you, but they aren't allowed to touch you. We did have an incident last week where a woman reported a child tugging at her dress, but this is unlikely as we don't employ any child actors. Next, up in the corner here, we have the Mimicking Mines. It is believed that these mines were once used to bootleg bourbon across the valley. They were originally used to mine for iron. However, after a suspected gas leak caused the miners to hallucinate, some passed from the fright and the mine was closed for business permanently. It is still open for private tours during the day and could be quite a unique and informative activity. Just be sure to wear appropriate footwear. The mimicking mines earned their name due to the formation of the rocks inside, distorting the way sound travels, you see, so you may hear your own voice or the voice of others a good while after they've spoken. In the center here, we have the Ravenwood Cabin. This one, as you can see, sits in a nest of gnarled and leafless trees, though it is unknown why the leaves don't grow. This whole patch of forest is, more often than not, covered under a thick blanket of fog. So bring a good light source if you're in the area, even during the day. Last but not least, we have Miner's Rest, an old burial ground for local miners, particularly those who fell victim to the gas leak. Feel free to wander as you please, but we advise you to be respectful and bring at least one sunflower to place on a grave of your choice. I think that's everything for the map, so I apologize. That was a lot of information. I'll be sure to print off a copy for you to keep as well. Next, let's take a look at some breakfast menus. We have a few options, the first being this one. This is ideal if you prefer to eat socially. It is served down in the food hall between the hours of 7 a.m. and noon. Now, this hearty menu takes inspiration from the season, utilizing locally grown and foraged ingredients, offering you a taste of the valley and the forest. The first option is pumpkin spice pancakes served with maple syrup, candied pecans, and a chai whipped cream. Next we have plum and fig French toast, drizzled with orange blossom honey and a dollop of creme fraiche. Next is creme brulee overnight oats, served with a red currant, raspberry, and bramble compote. Moving on to our savory options, we have steak and eggs, dry aged sirloin, fried eggs, and sauteed baby potatoes. potatoes drizzled with chimichurri. There's some add-on extras available. Pan-fried cherry tomatoes, garlic butter, wild mushrooms, and fresh sliced avocado. Next we have the campfire skillet, chorizo sausages, smoky campfire bean stew, and rosemary hash browns. You can add grilled halloumi, warm sourdough and butter, or jalapeno and sweet corn salsa. And last, but by no means least, is my favorite option: eggs benedict. Warm buttered muffins. Warm buttered muffins. Now by muffins, I mean an English muffin, which is more like a soft bread roll that's flat on top, topped with smoked duck breast, poached duck eggs, and a sage hollandaise. Doesn't that sound exquisite? Do any of these options appeal to you? Well, seeing as you're staying with us for more than one night, you will simply have to wander down one of the mornings. It is unmissable. And I'm not biased. Next is the breakfast hamper option. This is ideal if you prefer to stay in bed or would rather spend the morning in the comfort of your treehouse, taking in the morning sun. If you choose this option, then you are sent the entire menu in a wicker basket filled to the brim. First we have warm mini cinnamon rolls with cream cheese frosting. So delicious. I believe they're also trialing a pumpkin spice version with pumpkin seeds on the icing. Really delicious. Next is mini almond croissant, pain au chocolat, and pecan plates. Greek yogurt pots topped with maple oats and autumn berries, bite-sized bacon, fig, and goat's cheese quiche, and a platter of oak smoked cheddar, apple butter, prosciutto, and oatcakes, as well as fresh seasonal fruit. The drinks, simply choose one or two each from the drinks menu, and your options are pumpkin spice latte, of course, chai latte, spiced apple tea, salted caramel macchiato, fresh apple and elderflower juice, and fresh blood orange juice. How do these sound? I'll be sure to have one sent up to your treehouse one of your mornings. Now, last but not least, I have a dinner menu. I believe it's this way. Ah, yes. Perfect. Now I have This small seasonal menu is what we're serving at the moment at the food hall, with 3 options for a starter, main, and dessert. Let's see here. For starters, we have wild mushroom and brie tartlet, served with caramelized onion and fine roasted tomatoes. Venison scotch egg with a mustard aioli and dressed forest greens. If you're unfamiliar with a scotch egg, it is a boiled egg, ideally still somewhat soft, encased in sausage meat, and then coated in breadcrumbs and deep fried. So delicious. On to our mains. We have pan-fried pheasant breast, served in a nest of red currant, braised cabbage, with a side of fondant potatoes and a merlot reduction. Slow-cooked pork shoulder with stewed apple and confit shallot, served with oak-smoked cheddar mash and a cider gravy. And last, pumpkin gnocchi filled with goat's cheese and garnished with thyme butter. These are incredibly cute because each gnocchi is shaped like a tiny pumpkin. It's very cute. On to desserts. We have chocolate fondant served with a rum and black cherry compote, chestnut praline, and chantilly cream. Pumpkin chai cheesecake with a pecan crust, and a dolce de leche ice cream. Vanilla bean pavlova topped with creme diplomat and a bramble conserve. Any of this strike your fancy? I know it might not be everybody's taste. If you prefer simpler food, there's plenty of options around the park. In the fair, the storyteller's tent. We can also have specialized foods delivered to your fridge. Simply phone me here at reception and I'll have it sent over for you. It's no trouble. But if this does catch your fancy, there's no need to book. Simply show up and our staff should have no problem seating you. The only tables that tend to run out are our candlelit orchard tables, which come with warm blankets wrapped around you and open fires dotted about for extra warmth. I'd be happy to book you a table for tonight. How about 6 o'clock? Of course. Now I believe that's everything that I had to show you. So let's take some details, if that's alright. Perfect. Now comes the most important decision. Which treehouse would you like to book? The Nutmeg, Nook, the Firefly, Hideaway, or Ravenwood Cabin? It's not often we have all 3 of these available at the same time, so you're quite in luck. Good choice. So I'm just going to need some personal details from you, if that's alright. Can I take your full name? And how would you like to pay for your stay? Of course. Could I take a contact number, please? You've traveled quite far. And a full address. Perfect. So, I have your full balance here on screen, if you'd like to take a look. I know it's quite a good deal. Almost every extra and activity at Bourbon Grove is included in this price. The only exceptions are alcohol, other than beer and wine. That should have loaded up on the card machine. I think it's too much to tap. You'll have to insert your card. Perfect. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today, and I hope you thoroughly enjoy my family's resort. We take great pride in the little extras and personal touches that make this place so special. Now, please don't hesitate to call us day or night if you need. My lodge is just south of Bourbon Grove, so we can get to you very quickly, day or night. Please feel free to leave your bags. I'll have someone send them up to your treehouse. Of course, it allows you some freedom to explore the grounds on your way up. Now this is your key. This cute little tag and a heart cut. You'll see a little heart at the side of the treehouse door as well, so you know you're at the right place, but it'll be hard to miss it. Stick that there on your bag. Now, is there anything else I can do for you today? A map, of course. There should be some freshly printed on that wooden shelf by the door. Feel free to take one with you, it can be very helpful. If you'd like a timesheet for when all of the activities are available, that'll be just next to it. If you're quick, I think you can make the next shuttle bus across the park. They come every 10 minutes. Well, I hope you have a wonderful stay, and I'm sure I'll see you very soon. Good night.